G'day, Tragic here, and welcome to the next turn of Mage tonight. This is Shades of Tezla, and we're in turn 2. And this is turn 2, not 1 or 3. Whatever. The point is, I should not be making this video. But I'm doing it anyway because I want to. Basically, I just got back from dinner, had a big dinner with about 5 people. We drank a lot of wine, so let's try and keep this profesh, shall we? So, starting with Athenia, let's see what she's got. Bam, bam. Okay, so she actually has quite a lot of stuff here. She's got, wow, tons of movement. Tons and tons and tons of movement. And this is also decent attack with improvisation. What dice do we have available? Oh dear, what terrible dice. We've only got red and white dice. 2 black depleted mana. So, I think what we're going to do here is we're going to go 1 and 2 and dump out 2 movement cards, stamina and march, and that's going to generate 4 movement with no mana. And that's going to give us 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to go on top of this dungeon. Once we're on the dungeon, what we're going to try and do is kill this dungeon and then stand upon this glade before nightfall. Because at night, all the forest, there's quite a lot of forest here, is all going to turn into 5 to get through. See, after a forest at night, it becomes 5 movement points. So we really want to get everybody to the edge of these map tiles. But we really also need to level everyone up. And this is her best bet. I mean, we want her to end up over here somewhere. But for now, that's the plan. And I think we're just going to stop there. And draw, and that's the end of her turn. Now this dude here is having an absolutely shocking turn. I don't know why it's so bad, but it is bad. I think I just made a huge mistake in that very first turn. I wasn't paying attention to the cards. Basically, I thought this card was the blue move card. So it was just a huge, huge screw up. And again, he's got no combat cards in his hand. He's got movement now, some healing, concentration and mana draw. But none of that helps because he's standing right next to this rather nasty ranger. Now this ranger is best when he's by himself. Like when he's with a lot of other people, he's really annoying because he adds 2. He's got like a 2 armor value that he adds to the first person attacked. Which means that he's actually 6 armor. He only does 3 damage though, so he's not too much to worry about. But 6 armor is a bit of a hassle to take out, especially when you have no, you got no cards with any combat on them. So I think the only thing we can really do here, let's drop a card and draw a card. Before we do that, is there any... Yeah, we don't have any green mana. We have a green mana in our pool, but I don't want to spend it. So we're just going to drop a card, draw a card. Okay, that's not bad. Now we're going to cast Druidic Paths. This is actually the better movement card than One with the Land. But I want to keep One with the Land because this can be used as a heal card as well. And we're about to go into combat, so I would rather keep that heal card available. So we've generated 2 movement points not using any mana. And we're just going to explore. Yeah, bam. Okay. What I might do is I'm just going to unlock the tiles in the center so it's easy for us to see the, you know, the separation between north and south. Okay, so let me just grab these. We need a new mage tower. We need a ruin. we get... Actually, that's a pretty good ruin for him because, like I said, one of our major goals is to level up this day, and this is going to help us do that. We'll get a dungeon tile and an orc tile from the original set. This is a ruin, so they don't actually have faction icons. And we'll get an artifact. So that's not a bad place to go. It's the same as what Wolfhawk did, basically. Except slightly easier monsters, I would imagine. Or possibly easier. And we also have a faction, elementalist, rampaging enemy. And that turns out to be a centaur. He only does 3 damage, but you need to block for 6 because of swiftness. 5 armor. He's not too much of a threat. But he is in the middle of nowhere. Okie dokie. Now we haven't actually used a mana die yet, so this is the perfect time to cast Crystallize. Let's take this red die and pull out a red crystal. Come on, give us something good. Give us something good. Oh no, another white. That is bollocks. That's not good. White's not good. White is bad. Okay. Now, Tuvok, my buddy Tuvok. Wow, what a great hand. We've got mana draw and we've got both of the ranged attacks. 6 range attacked with mana draw. Plus we have excellent block. So yeah, so we're going to go into the den here and try and kill whatever's in there. Now basically the dens don't give you very good rewards. They give you 2 crystals. I mean, meh, who cares? But what's more important is the actual fame they give you, especially in this scenario, which, as you might have noticed, these faction objects have terrible fame. Look, 1 fame for killing this little fairy thing, not good. So you really need to spend time and go to these other locations like the Monster Den, because this is a dungeon tile from the core set and Lost Legion, so it's going to be, you know, up in the 4 to 6 fame, and that'll be enough to level them up. So the first thing we need to do is let's dump Tranquility and just grab another card. This allows us to draw a card, basically. Boom, give us a movement. Thank you. Okay, perfect. So we get movement, and we play a sideways card for 3 movement. And that gets us onto the dungeon, because it's 3 movement to get there. Yeah, bam. And I think we can just go straight in. We don't need to wait for the next turn. Let's just go straight in. We've got 6, 7, 8 attack here. There's no way that's not going to be enough. So let's just grab the first dungeon tile. Well, look, well, we're playing co-op. There's no reason to rush, is there? I may as well wait for the next turn. I might draw better blocks. I might draw, who knows what I draw. There's no reason for me to actually attack this guy right now. I guess time is of the essence, but I think this guy's not, he's only got 2 cards left. What has he got in here? This is his discard pile. Okay, he's got movement, which is what we want. So that's the other movement. So there's 1 more movement and I think another influence card. Yeah, because there's the influence card here. We haven't had the second green. So none of those cards are going to help us. So let's just go in straight away. Flipperoonsky, what you got for us? Huh. We have a werewolf. This is a very nasty monster. 7 damage plus swiftness, which means you've got to block 14. But this isn't an issue for us because we've got 2 swiftness in hand and we've got mana draw. So we're going to go mana draw. And this is going to say use 1 additional mana die from the source this turn. Then we're going to play out Swiftness 1 and 2. And we're going to take 2 whites. And that's going to produce 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ranged. He has 5 armor. He is dead before he gets a chance to attack. Booyah. Beautiful. So that gives him 5 fame, which takes him to 6. Oh, actually, there was another quick error that I was told about on the YouTube comments. Basically, when Wolfhawk killed the guys at the den, like over here, cleared out that magical glade, I only counted the 4 points from the ice elemental and the 1 point from beating the magical glade, which is 5. But there was also this guy here, which is an extra point. So Wolfhawk is also on 6. Yeah, so we killed this. We've killed this werewolf. Dead, dead, dead. 5 fame. Yep. So he's now at 6, which means, booyah, he's leveled up. Now we get to roll. Oop, not one of these. We get to roll 2 dice. Ugh. We get a red and a black. Now, black is +1 fame, if I remember correctly. Yes. And a red crystal. So that could have been better crystal rise. But we get a crystal. And we get +1 fame, which is actually pretty good, if we think about it, considering how badly we need fame. Okay. Oh, we're definitely taking diplomacy. Basically, when maybe agility. No. Dodge and weave is pretty good. I actually think that diplomacy is the best because influence cards are always dead unless you're in a town or a village or whatever trying to buy stuff. But this way you can basically use your influence as block. And I think that's a pretty damn good card. So I'm going to take that sucker. Yoink. Both these get re-rolled. Oh, another black. It's horrible. And that's that. Beautiful. Okay, what have we got for us here? Not good. She got 6 cards left. I'm not a big fan of Great Start. I'm going to stop using it. Basically, if you use Great Start, you always end up with tons of cards in your deck because you might draw 2 at the beginning, but it's like it's harder to empty your hand from that first hand. So unless your first hand is fantastic, it slows down your entire turn. But that being said, she's had a pretty decent turn, so she wants to attack this guy here. She can use her new skill. Oh wait, did we pick a skill for? We didn't pick a skill for Tuvok. Oh, I think we're going to have to take this. This is the co-op skill. Once a round, choose a color other than gold and gain a mana token of that color. Put this skill token in the center and mark it with another mana token of the same color. The first player who uses mana of that color to power a card that gives move, influence, or any type of attack or block gets +4 from that card and returns the skill to you face down. So that is pretty awesome. Stick that over there. Boom. Okay, where was I? Yeah, so we can use her new skill to remove that brutal. that's this one here. We can actually remove Brutal from the token, which means this is a much safer monster to attack, because we only need to, even if we don't block anything, we only take a measly 4 damage. Now, what have we used here? We've had swiftness, we've had reflexes, we've had 1 rage. So there's a improvisation and there's another rage in that deck that we haven't picked up yet. So there's quite a lot of attack, and it looks like there is 1 more green move. So, because I think tirelessness replaces the other blue move. 6 cards. Oh well. What we're going to do is we're actually starting on a Glade. So we gain a gold mana token, and we're going to use that to power Spellforge. And let's take a blue and a white mana token. So what this card does is, when you power it, you gain 2 crystals to your inventory of the same colors as 2 different spells in the spell offer. And as you saw, there's a blue and there's a white. Now the question is, do I want to discard the Amulet of Darkness? The Amulet of Darkness does give us a mana token of any color, which is pretty cool and might be needed if we want to attack that keep. Yeah, so we're going to keep Amulet of Darkness. We're definitely going to keep our attack block rage. We're going to use the Glade's power to heal 1 wound. And then we're going to draw 2 cards. And that is that. Just go to the dummy and flip over 3 cards. Green is the last card. There are no green mana tokens, so that's that. Okay, so that was a bit of a prep work turn. We really did more organizing than anything else. Tuvok did do some ass kicking. His next goal is to get to there. Her next goal is to get into here. His goal is to fight him and maybe get to here. And she is going to attack this dungeon next turn. So we've got the whole next turn planned out. Right, well, I hope that was, hope that made sense, because like I said, I'm a little bit tipsy at the moment, and I will see you guys